Hello, my fellow Neopets, and happy Tuskaninny Day. I'm kind of excited about this. I have fun decks, at least, I should say, that I'm excited to do some readings with. Tuskaninny's hardly ever crossed my mind. I was doing a little bit of research about this species, and one of the fandom sites pointed out that they don't have tusks, and they've never had tusks. So, where the name came from exactly is unknown, but like why Tuskaninny was the winner, because it was actually a competition name, because they were one of the first species. But I don't know why Tusk is in the name, but I do like it. So that was just super fun. I believe the user Winter Green came up with the name, if I read correctly. So yeah, very fun, and I just thought that was a fun fact to share. The decks before us and the oracle that will be joining us is the Sacred Sea Oracle. This one's a nice one. And our decks are the Wise Dog Tarot, Landscapes, Owls, and Shadowscapes Tarot. Feel free to go to whichever one calls your name. I recommend going with whatever your intuition or gut tells you. That may be more than one pile. It may be just one. Go with whatever makes sense for you. Sometimes there's multiple messages you need to hear certain pieces. All right, pile one, we're going to get started. Hello, pile one, and welcome. Happy Tuskaninny Day. So our first card is Octopus Spirit, Ingenuity. I love octopi. They're so fun. I think it's just very cool to how like smart they are, and like that they get fed with like puzzles and stuff to keep them interested, and that they are just like, I don't know, there's just so much cool pieces about them. We have the Wise Dog Tarot here. We're going to start with 6 cards and kind of go from there. Sometimes we pull more, sometimes we don't. We're starting off with the Hermit. Yeah, some of that time to yourself probably. The Page of Cups is next. We have the 5 of Pentacles, going into the Moon, the Queen of Cups, and the Chariot. Your ingenuity needs to come from within, pile one. There is a lot of work that needs to happen inside for you to be able to have results on the outside. You might be pushing and pulling and trying to do things right now, and you really need to stop and take a moment for yourself to be able to figure all of that out. There's a lot of emotional work here, but also a lot of emotional strength here. And that's wonderful. It's really nice to be able to say that to somebody, because I don't think I get to say that very often. I think sometimes we lack in emotional strength, and you are somebody who has probably just kind of put off what you normally do to take care of yourself, and this is your reminder to, hey, now is the time. You need to check in with yourself. There's kind of like a 2 results to this, where you can keep kind of going on your path and ignore what's going on and just think, oh, the system's working, and you're going to end up being kind of burnt out, and the worry is going to surmount to a point where you're not going to be happy, and to a point where things are going to tumble down. The other side of this is that you need to commit to the decision of whatever it is that needs to make your emotional self better, and if that inconveniences others, or if that is something that may put you at a little bit of a financial setback or something, it might not. You need to think through this and realize what is going to balance it out. Is it actually a financial setback? Because if you are preventing yourself from like getting sick or something in the future, then in skipping like a week of work to take 1 day off of the week, maybe it's better. These are the kind of things you have to kind of figure out and balance and go in between. Do take care of yourself mentally right now. Sometimes the emotional, mental can get tied together, but there is this like other self in a sense that is not emotionally run, and that thing also really needs to be taken care of. You can't just emotionally run your life. You do need to like bring in the clear conscious head to like question things and ask questions. And I think that's really important at this time. Pile 1, I hope the check-in goes well with yourself and that you take that time to really connect with those around you who can make sure that you're doing better, but also connecting with who you are and asking yourself if you still like the same things, if you're still interested in the same things, if you still desire to have the same goals. And then when you realize what you really want and what you want to change, you need to follow through and commit and really make the decisions work. This is not something to be wishy-washy about. You need to actually do stuff. And that sometimes is really hard. I wish you the best of luck in this, though, Pile 1. I understand that this could be an incredibly difficult time, but it is brighter on the other side. Hello, Pile 2. You've chosen the Landscapes Tarot. Our Sacred Sea Oracle card is the Rainbow Light Temple, the Inner Light Activation. This is a wild card. All right, so we're going to see what inner light we are going to be needing today, or maybe what this might give us guidance to. We're going to pull 6 cards from the Landscapes Tarot and then kind of go from there. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. So we're going to start off with the Queen of Pentacles. Moving into Justice. Going into the Nine of Wands. The Star. The Hermit. And our final card is the Page of Swords. There is a lot of inner working that needs to be happening as you travel here. And it might not be necessarily a physical travel, but like the movement in every day as you move. Awareness of what you're resisting and trying to fight against, and realizing that some things don't need to be fought. Some things need to be just go with the flow. Some things are not worth your fight. They're not worth the energy that goes into it. But also there is wonderful things in when you are not controlling everything. You need to take a moment of pause and take some time to really find what you need within you. Inside yourself, there's so much things that can happen. And it's not like when you find the answer that you just immediately jump to the thing to do it. You take the time to really absorb what that means for you. Sitting in times of silence, allow yourself to be bored. If you meditate, take some time to really allow your thoughts to just kind of wander. And not necessarily be, well, for some people are really good at where if they can get their mind to empty, certain things do pop up that are just incredibly insightful. And other people's, if they follow the train of thought, have a lot of luck with that, where it will lead to something. So whatever makes sense for you. And in this situation, you really need to look in with yourself and take time with this new self-discovery you're about to have. Because this is not going to be something that you can just run out into the world and do. And you're going to want to run out into the world and do it. You're going to want to make this new big change. You're going to do everything. But what needs to happen is you need to take a step back and check in with yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically, and make sure that everything is okay. You need to ground yourself into the world. You need to figure out where you stand emotionally and what this is going to mean, what steps to take care of yourself. I think you're somebody who probably pushes your emotions away as a default, and you're like, no, it'll be fine. I'll deal with them later, if at all. And those emotions have to be dealt with, whether it's here or now or later when they just pop up. Both are important. And I think it's really important that you take care of yourself in this time. You have so much power and so much might that I don't think you may be aware of, as it's a quiet strength. It's a quiet power that you have. It's not loud. It's not authoritative. It's a soft respect. And hopefully you are able to use that in a really nice way and find wonderful things within that. This is your point to find what needs to click on inside. That inner light switch needs to go, and you're going to find out something amazing and wonderful about yourself. Thank you so much, Pile 2, for letting me read for you today. Good luck. Hello, Pile 3, and you have chosen the Owl's Tarot. I have our Sacred Sea card here, which is the Heart Chakra Gateway, Love, Capacity, and Expansion. I believe this is the green chakra, if I remember. I unfortunately do not know its Indian name. Or the Sanskrit name, excuse me. I wish I did. I'm trying to get better at chakras and stuff, so it's a process. But the heart chakra is a wonderful chakra. All right. So we're going to start with 6 cards and go from there. We're going to start with the 2 of Swords. Going into the 6 of Cups. The Star, the 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands. The wonderful thing about this spread, pile 3, is that you have a lot of cards that have other owls in it. This deck has a lot of solitary owl cards, I've noticed, and often it gets a very solitary vibe. This spread really doesn't seem to have that. In this spread, it really feels like you are the center of a loving group of people and that you share a lot of love. You are constantly giving and trying to help others, which is wonderful. I think you are in a situation where things almost feel like you're stuck. You can't do everything you want to do, and now you're stuck with a choice, which is a bummer, because you're like, I want to do it all and I want to be able to help in every way I can, which is wonderful. The things that you need to remember are what is the most hope bringing, what are you most passionate about in this? Because that's going to give you the most hope, and hope drives a lot of things. And what are you most excited to do? Because there's a new opportunity here that you've never done before, while there's a tried and true option of knowing that you can do the thing, and it might feel a little more secure, like you have things more in a grip that you can easily do, whereas the other option's new and you're unsure, and it's a new adventure, and it's like, well, maybe, but I don't know the results, so I don't no. I think the new adventure is the one to go for. I'm not saying the tried and true won't be good, but the new adventure in this particular spread seems like it's the most hopeful and helpful for your situation. I think it's a really good idea to go with that option. This is a completely earthly matter. I think it's really much like this is really writing in jobs and stuff, but I don't want you to forget about the people around you and how that affects you in the places that you are, whether you're at home or at work. Those people are a huge effect on that. And that's probably part of this decision, is that you need to realize where you are at this tried and true may not have the best people in it that makes you feel the best self that you can, the best supported you can be. And I think a new adventure would allow you to have more room to find that care. Without knowing it, probably. I think it's really important that you should try that new thing. I know it feels it feels a little dangerous to go out on a limb. There's a lot of hope here, and there's a lot of wonderful things, though, happening. I do wish you the best of luck in this new opportunity. I want you to remember to hang out with your friends and make sure that they're okay, and that tap into them if you need help, kind of idea. Like, hey, need some chatting, some venting, and all that jazz. That's really important in this. I'm very excited for you, Pile 3. I think you're in a really good opportunity. And I'm excited to see that you have other people in your life, because the Owl's Tarot doesn't always love to give other people a chance, I think. And I'm glad that you are giving them a chance. Welcome, Pile 4. You've chosen the Shadowscapes Tarot. I've already chosen our sacred... blah, blah, blah. Here's our Sacred Sea card, the Seahorse Spirit. Create the unexpected. I love that. All right, so Shadowscapes is just a wonderful, beautiful deck. I'm super excited to share it with you today. This is beautiful watercolor art, and it usually has some very specific messages, but we'll see if today it decides to be vague, because as soon as I say anything, it usually likes to be like, no, not today. We're going to start with 6 cards, starting with the Magician. Going into the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Three of Swords, and our last card is the Nine of Pentacles. So Pile 4, I've actually pulled out some notes because we have 3 nines here, and there's an important message coming, and you're going to have to be aware of it at some point. That like an important correspondence is happening, and there's a huge message that's trying to get reached to you, and it might be a physical thing that's coming, that like you might actually get a physical text or call that's coming in that's trying to be like, hey, you need to be aware of this. This is probably in the fact that you're feeling that you need to prepare, that you need to get ready for things, and that you're not taking the time to gather everything up to get ready to take the next step. You want to just go. It's not the time to just jump ahead and go into something. That's not what's happening here. You need to slow down, build up your supplies and everything, and then the moment will arise that, yes, this is the time for you to now go. It's actually going to lead into a lot better of a situation if you do have a little bit more patience in this time to wait and wait for the signal of, yeah, this is it. It's going to suck. It's not an easy thing, but if you jump ahead too fast, you are going to be not quite ready. And there is going to be a very big sign at some point here that, hey, we see you, we got you, this is your big sign, and you're going to know it. This is your big message, kind of a thing. It might be a correspondent from somebody you know and love deeply. It's probably from, well, I'm going to be honest, the cards, no. Yeah, I thought the cards were giving me something there, but they were not. They sometimes they're very specific about the person they're going to give to you, but like, I don't think this is given exact specific definition to me. What we're really getting, though, is that you are in a situation where things are going to happen, which is great. Like, everything you've been working towards, everything you've been desiring, everything you've been wanting out of this situation is going to happen. You have been working on yourself. You've been trying to make sure things are working, trying to gather yourself, trying to get all of the elements of everything, your mental state, your emotional state, your physical sense in the sense of your body and your physical belongings, and getting the world around you in a better way, trying to take care of all of your, like, just everything you've been trying to balance so well, and you are finally getting those final few pieces, and you think you can like finally take the next step. I think what it really needs to happen here is that you take a pause. One, pat yourself on the back. You've done a great job. Congratulations. Take a moment to appreciate that. Enjoy that. Not necessarily a full rest stop at this time. This is more of a be prepared to take the next step, but don't move that step yet. Don't start climbing quite yet, because there's another piece that you're unaware of that's going to really help you out coming up. I wish you the best. That Seahorse Spirit, is what you're about to do, because I think this missing piece of the puzzle that you don't have yet is coming and will very much change everything for you. I wish you the best of luck, Pile, for you have a wonderful Tuskaninny day, and I cannot wait for your exciting messages to come to you.